we're all about kind of root cause and deeper philosophies than just a band-aid solution.
When was your, can I call it your light bulb moment? So you went to school in New Zealand, you studied in New Zealand, and then you came to Australia, started practicing. Was there a client or was there a moment that you can recall where you just went, hang on, this study that I've done in medicine has been amazing and it's got me to a certain point, but I'm trying to use your words in your brain, but I feel that I'm not doing enough for my clients, therefore I need to look further into human nutrition, further into evolutionary. Was there a client or a moment that really forged you to what you've become now?
I don't think there was a specific moment per se, Andrew. I've sort of stumbled through life, even as a kid, kind of feeling like something wasn't quite right, that this was not the true story. I don't know if you've heard me talk about Plato's allegory of the cave, which I always use. And for your listeners that don't know what Plato's allegory of the cave, Plato, the philosopher, the great philosopher, spoke of a cave which we're fundamentally born into. It's an analogy for existence. And humans, or the vast majority of us, are born in bondage, chained in that cave. We don't get to go to the surface to see the nature of reality, what the world is, the beautiful birds, the sky, the sun. So we're trapped in this cave, and behind the people that are trapped there's a fire, great fire, and behind that fire are the puppeteers of society, the social engineers of that era, the people that really, the ones in power, basically. And I'm not talking about politicians, I'm talking about global bodies that dictate how mankind lives and breathes. Now, these people use that fire to project an image in front of the entirety of humanity. So we are fed this narrative by media and by politicians, and that becomes our reality, right? So you never get to see the true nature of reality. Now, that's how I felt. I felt like I've been chained. I felt, yes, I'm seeing reality unfold in front of me, which is what the puppeteers want me to see, but I do not believe this to be the true nature of reality. And the movie The Matrix is very much, I don't know if you remember the first few scenes, but it's a man stumbling through life, just not quite happy with existence, really, knowing that there's something more to this. And there is something more to it. It's the nature of reality. And the nature of reality is that we have been socially conditioned to think a certain way. The interesting thing, though, Andrew, is if you get one of these individuals that frees themselves and goes to the top and witnesses reality and goes, well, I've got to tell my mates in the cave about this, and goes back, the cave mates laugh at them. Right? They don't want to know about the nature of reality because that is their reality. And in fact, to challenge them with a new reality, actually, it's painful for them. So as a medical practitioner, I think I feel like I've seen the nature of reality, and I'm really keen to pass it on to others that want to see the surface. So it really is that for me. It's not that I had a light bulb moment. I just, when I looked at medicine from the field, from the eyes of someone with logic and mathematics, which is what I am. I was a mathematician in school. Not much of it made sense. The way we go about treating disease without addressing root cause. But when you start digging deeper and deeper into root cause, you realize it has many, many, many facets. It's like an onion, and you're just peeling back layer and layer at a time. And very much like peeling back an onion, when you dig into these deeper layers, it elicits tears, it elicits darkness, because you realize that this is mankind has been this way for a long time. They talk about agriculture being a defining moment where we went from being egalitarian hunter-gatherers to a much more robust system of civilization. And yes, civilization had many advantages, but kings and slaves were born, right? Power structures were born. And that's what we're in the grips of now. We've got kings and we've got slaves. and there's no in between really. And unfortunately, most people don't realize that they are slaves to a system that enslaves them not through chains, but through financial bondage, through debt, through you can't pursue something that you're passionate about till you get signed off with a university degree. You've got a schooling system that pumps out people that all think the same, a university system that does the same. So this is how you can keep the humanity, or you can keep mankind shackled without harnessing our true creativity, is a system that I think is about to implode, because people are starting to wake up. There are more and more people feeling like, well, this cannot be the nature of reality.
But before we go one step further, just like with the allegory of the cave, from Plato, just say at the moment, the way that I'm listening to you speak and passionately share, you're the guy that came out of the cave and went up to the surface and looked around. And let's say you, Pran, going back and maybe sharing what you're passionate about and your thoughts and beliefs and practices with, let's say, the medical practice. Have your mates, quote unquote, your mates who are still in the cave, how have you been received in your industry?
No, I mean, I think I'm thought of as a maverick, or just a quack, basically. You know, that they can't quite fathom what I'm discussing, and I think there's probably a fair bit of laughter behind my back at a lot of my philosophy, but that's okay. I think anyone who's challenging current paradigms always kind of gets isolated a bit, and I think it's a necessary part of the journey. I'm a pretty resilient sort of a character, and I roll with the punches and bring it on. If there's criticism, bring it on.
I love bringing on. There's that competitive nature. You just exposed yourself there, mate. That's brilliant.